Dun, dun, dun. Uncle L here, and some tips and tricks for installing and removing the control arm on my 93 Camry. Uh, Make sure you have one of those impact gun that makes everything easy. So I got the half-inch setup. I did. I didn't have. I had the non-impact Harbor Freight sockets for half-inch. But if I did it again, I'd find my half-inch impact, both tall and shallow, and that 20 millimeter. And you just use the assortment of them, and make sure you have long assortment of extensions. Because what I did is I just built like 15 inches of extensions to get to that bolt right there. And then on the other side of the control arm, you use a little bit less, but again, that was a pain in the butt. And remove that probably first when removing it. So that bolt's long, and then when you take this off, the sway bar, you have to jack up the car, and the sway bar link gets in. So you have to jack up both sides so there's the less pressure on the sway bar. But take that long bolt out while you can, and then you can just leave this short one in. It's pretty accessible and nothing. You just have to remove the guard over there. The next tip is this bolt that goes under here. And that's a junkyard bushing, and it's already beat up. Oh, no. Oh, well. This little bolt has a tab on it, and this spins. So you might have to get the crowbar in there and push that tab down and give it a little bit of force when you're taking out that bolt. And then to install, this thing's going to swing out here a little bit, and then you sort of just try to get it in the groove, and you just rarely get enough of the bolt sticking up, and then you can sort of wiggle your vice grips on there and then sort of get it above on the bolt. And I tried hand tightening it for 30 minutes, trying not to strip it. What I end up finally doing is putting it on this, getting it on high speed. It's on low speed now, but that did the trick, and it grabbed it. So it sucked the bolt in, and then I just hand tightened it the rest of the way. So that was a pain in the butt to get that bolt. So make sure you have these needle nose vice grips. And for the assembly, because you take this off, so make sure both sides of the car are jacked up, because you're going to have a crowbar and wedge this in, wedge that in, just to get that bolt back in. So maybe what I did was, because this is way short down here on the control arm, and it got the 3 bolts right there, and it was a pain in the butt, and I thought I got the wrong part. Well, what I did is took out this one completely and loosened this one up. It slides back and forth this way, and it's definitely easier to assemble. But make sure you're always mindful of that long bolt. Put it in first, or take it out first and put it in first, or, try to get it just right. You might do the opposite and then put that in last. So snug everything down and then put that. But I had the hard problem. You could see the crowbar marks on there. And then finally I jacked up the other side. The tension got off this, and I don't know. It was a pain in the butt. Well, enough babbling, but take out that top bolt and then loosen that one, and then that frees up the whole hub assembly to go in and out, and the bolts seem to go in better. But that's going to be the issue over there, taking that off sometimes. This one zipped right off, but at the junkyard, sometimes that tab bends out and it spins around right there. So, and then install, you're going to definitely need some of those vice grip needle nose, or somebody right there, and short and long sockets. And then again, all that extension goes all the way back here for those bolts, and then that way it's easier just to ratchet out here than it is trying to fight that in there. So I think I had the 3, the 5, and the 10. So 18 inches of extensions right there. So then again, short and deep sockets. But yeah, it was a pain in the butt. Good luck, and Uncle L's out.